introduce us to this software, we have Dr. Arun. He is a PharmD graduate from PSG College of Pharmacy and is currently doing his PhD from Manipal University under the guidance of Dr. Rajan, and he is working on population pharmacokinetic model. I request sir to take over.
Thank you, Julu. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone has installed the Puma software as suggested by the volunteers. And if there are any installation issues, please just let the volunteers know. They'll be able to sort it out. So I'll just share my screen. Just give me a moment. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think I need not give an introduction about the Puma's platform as such. So as mentioned by Jilo, it is a pharmaceutical modeling and simulation tool that comprises of various, that can be helpful in conducting various level of modelings as well as clinical trial simulations. We won't be getting into the intricacies of the coding aspect, but I'll just give a demonstration and I'll take up, I'll be ready to help the participants also to complete the analysis. To give just a brief introduction about just how it works, it is the whole of this Puma's package. It is developed using Julia programming language. So what you see here is the interface of Julia, and we have a specific package within the Julia interface, that is Puma's, through which we'll be performing the analysis. So Puma's, as I mentioned earlier, can perform a variety of modeling aspects like compartment modeling, POPPK, and even clinical trial simulations. But in this demonstration and workaround, we'll be just focusing only on NCA. So just to give a brief intro about the interface, the left corner, I hope you can see my cursor moving around. Can someone confirm if my screen is visible and my cursor is moving?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this part of the window, it is called the script window, and the bottom is called the REPL window, where you will be seeing the executed runs. So on the right hand side corner, you have a workspace where all the runs or all the commands you execute will be stored temporarily so that you can just check out on them. And you have a documentation space where you'll be able to find documentation with related to all of the functions. And we have a plots tab where you'll get all the results from the plots. So to begin with, I think you would have received the files, the data files, as well as the JL file, that is Julia language file, which consists all of the codes. So to begin with the analysis, as I mentioned, we have Puma's package, which performs all of the analysis. I'm not sure, since this is a virtual setup, I'm not sure whether you are able to follow up with me or not. So just feel free to stop me anywhere so that we can make sure that everyone is able to execute the codes properly or and on the same page. So as soon as you open the interface, you will be able to see, please enter to start Julia on the REPL window. I have just entered it, and this is how it gives out the execution. So you'll be able to see Julia, and you can type a question mark for help, and you can type with a square bracket with question mark for any help related to packages. So once you've done that, your Julia atmosphere environment is ready for any kind of operations. So next part would be to call in the packages that will be required for today's analysis. So for today's analysis, as I mentioned, for NCA, we'll have to install a package called Pumas, and the data set which we have is in CSV format. So to import the data from the CSV format to this environment, we'll be using a package called CSV. And to visualize the data, we'll use a package called plots. And to perform the operations in terms of a basic data structure, we'll use data frames package. So the first step would be to call all of these necessary libraries by the command using Pumas. So once you enter or you run, or whatever you can call it, like execute the command, it shows that if the run is successful, you'll see a tick mark indicating that the run was successful and the code is executed properly. To run the code, it is shift enter or just enter or control enter. If you are using Windows, it is control enter, and if it is Apple, it is command enter. So you can just use control enter to execute the codes. I'm just calling in all the libraries. So you can just observe that as soon as I execute the codes, it takes a little amount of time, and then I end up seeing a tick mark, which means for now, Pumas and CSV packages are ready, and my system is compiling the plots package. And once it is ready, I'll be able to see a tick mark stating that even the plots package is ready. Yeah, now the plots package is also ready. So I have called in all the necessary packages, which I'll be using for today's session. So you can also just start giving in the commands and make sure you have completed the run. That is, you have executed the codes properly. If there is anything that you can just stop me at that point. So these are the necessary packages with which we'll be doing. We'll have like, based on the analysis which we'll be performing. In this case, it's just NCA, so we need not have any additional packages or additional things to take care of. So we are just using only 4 packages. In terms of complex modeling, like population pharmacokinetic model and physiology-based pharmacokinetic models, we'll have like even more packages, and even more complex packages will be required to perform the analysis. So coming to the analysis part, we'll just take a look at the data set. First, we'll go with the, I hope everyone has received 2 of these data sets. One is IV bolus and another one is oral data set. So if you just take a look at the data set for now, it has about 13 entries of data of a single subject from time 0.25 till 8. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that's fine. And the first row of your data set, it contains the column headers, which indicates ID, time, concentration, amount, and route. And the second row, it consists of the units for each of these columns, which is hash, microgram per ml, and mg. So the data starts from the row number 3. And your amount, it has only 500 mg that is given at time 0, and followed by which you'll have all the observations where you don't have any dosing event. So it is completely left blank. And the route, it is IV, which stands for IV bolus. And if it is extravascular, you'll have to enter an EV, and for intravenous infusion, it'll be INF. So this is the data set. So that's what I have mentioned here for clear explanation. It is a single subject data with a single dose of 500 mg given IV bolus, and the units are time in hash, concentration in microgram per ml, and amount it's given in mg. So the initial step to carry out the analysis is we need the data for the analysis. So we have the data in an Excel format, which we need to import or which we need to get into this Pumas environment or the Julia environment, from where we'll start with the analysis. So the first step will be to load the data set. So you won't be able to perform this importing option of the data set. So here I have just given a name for my imported data set, that is NCA IV bolus, and I'm giving the function that is csv.read. This stands for the file path of my data set. Since I have my data set, everything within a single folder, I have just given only the name of the file. But if you have your data set in a different folder, then what you should be doing is just open your folder which contains the folder. You can copy, right click and copy address as text. Then paste it here. So here it will give the full file path, and the syntax for reading the files would be the file path should be given with double slashes. So I'm just trying to tell where do you want to import the file from. So it is from my location that is in the desktop in the folder QIP. So this is the file location. So for each of the participant, the file location will be different, and you can just import it using however I showed, that is by right clicking on it, copy address as text, and paste it within the quotes, followed by replacing the single slash with double slashes. The next command within the importing function is missing strings. This function of missing strings, it indicates that in my data set, I have few cells which doesn't have any value at all. That is, within the quotes, I have never not mentioned anything, which indicates it is an empty row. If you see here, these cells, I don't have any entries. So I am stating that there are multiple cell entries which doesn't have a row, and consider these things as missing. So that is what this code indicates. Missing strings is equal to consider all of my cell entries without any data as missing. And if I have my data with any, then I'll change the code accordingly. I have two different types of missing items. One is an empty cell and another is a cell which has any. But both the things are entries without any values. So I'll add another item here with any. So in this case, missing strings will include both empty cells as well as cells with any entry. So for now, I think we'll just go only with this missing strings. So the next command is data row is equal to 3, which means in our data set, the actual data that is required for the analysis will start from row number 3 and not from row number 1, because the row number 1 and 2, it consists of the column headers and units for each of the column headers. So we don't want to take all of these entries into account for the analysis. So we'll just omit these entries while reading and start reading the columns that is only the data that is from data row 3. If you have data from data row 4, or if you have data right away from data row 2, then you can give the command accordingly as data row is equal to 2 or data row is equal to 5, whatever it is. So in this case, we have the data row, the data, it starts from the actual data for analysis. It starts from row number 3, and we tell the function to start reading the data from row number 3. So this is the operation for importing the CSV file, which has your data. That is just, you can assign any values followed by the function csv.read. And within the quotes, you have to mention your file path with double slash. And you have to give what are the missing entries, whether it is empty cells or mentioned with NEs or mentioned with dot, whatever it is. You can have multiple missing strings. And start reading the data from row is equal to 3. So now I have executed the file, and if you see, I have 13 into 5 data frame. So the output, it will be saved here. As I mentioned, whatever the execution done or the codes that you have executed, you'll be able to find it in the workspace. So I have completed this execution, that is NCA IBB, which is 13 into 5 data frame. I can see it here, but due to space restraint, I won't be able to see it fully. So what I can do is I'll just run this executed command in the REPL window and press enter. This works with space, so I just make some space and run the command again. Here you can see the exact data frame which we saw in our Excel sheet. The same thing, but instead of this miss entries where we don't have any data, it is replaced with missing. So the exact data frame has been imported right now. The same thing with column headers along with missing entries, route, concentration time, and the whole of data set is imported into the environment. So now your data set is ready within the environment. The next step will be, I'll just increase the size.
Yeah, hello. Excuse me, Dr. Arun.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah,
but these steps actually we are trying to do, but it is not, syntax error, something it is showing.
Yeah, okay.
No,
Fine.
so just
yeah, it's fine. Maybe like we can take a few minutes of questions. Maybe if whoever is facing the issue, they can share and we can just try to sort it out so that others will also learn and maybe they can also figure it out. Is that fine?
Right. So I will share my screen.
Yeah, sure.
Hello?
Yes.
No, sir. Arun, sir?
Yeah.
Could you please later on show everyone that how can coding be copy pasted? We do have it in the website, on the website.
So
yeah, I'll show that.
Arun, you can see the screen. I have shared it.
Yeah, I can see that.
So this syntax it is showing, not unary something.
If you see, it's mentioning that within the code syntax, a single slash is not a unary operator. So as I mentioned, when you copy the file path, you have to replace the single slash with double slash. So if you see, and the file path, the whole of file path should be mentioned within quotes. Yeah.
Wait.
Okay. Now which one you are telling?
Here's something else.
The whole of the file path, it should be within quotes. Just select the whole of file path from Excel, I guess. Yeah, you can.
File path.
Yes, ma'am. You can just right click on the PPK Excel.
Correct.
Copy address as text. Yeah. So now you can come back to the script window. Yeah, you can delete the existing one till the Excel.
Okay. But same thing we are done. No?
Yeah, now we can. No. Yeah,
Same
fine.
thing.
That is fine. But you have to mention it within the codes. That is, you can just select the whole thing, the code. Select the whole code. Insert a quotes. Yeah, select the whole
Here.
code. Yeah, shift and quotes.
Shift and
Quotes. The one near by the enter key. If you see the missing strings, yeah,
okay.
exactly. See, now you can replace the single slash with double slash.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. One more thing is, you have PBPK Excel. Can you just go to the file explorer, ma'am, where you have the file?
Yes.
Yeah, you have PBPK Excel, but the data set is named NCA_IVB, which won't be directly copied. So you can just enter it after the PBPK Excel in the code.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, double slash.
Okay.
Double slash NCA. Since we are dealing with codings, each and every character matters. So please make sure it is the same. I think because it is IV bolus, it is there is no space. It is underscore.
Okay.
IV bolus .csv. You have to clearly mention the format as well.
.csv.
Yeah. Now we can try running the code. Control enter.
Okay. Augment error. Symbol may not contain theta. Symbol कुछ भी नहीं है. There's no symbol here.
Can you just change the CSV? It is completely in uppercase. Can you change it to lowercase? Because yeah, that file format is going to, yeah. Can you just run it?
Still it is, I think, same. Argument error something. Symbol may not contain slash theta.
Can you just copy paste the whole code and run it in the REPL window? The whole line of code. No, the whole line. Line number 6 completely.
Okay. And then?
Yeah, you have a REPL window at the bottom, right?
Right.
Yeah, you can just paste it there and enter.
Some symbol it is saying. Symbol name.
Space कुछ बराबर हो गया.
Space.
Control. जैसे उसका स्क्रीन है ना. We cannot see उसका.
Can you just maximize the font size, ma'am? It is not that legible.
Sorry, how we can
Control and screen में click करेगा. Scroll. इकडे.
हाँ. And then it's not easy.
Yeah, I can tag it.
You can see now?
Yes, ma'am. That is clear.
इधर कुछ कलर नहीं ना.
Can you just show me the file folder where you have it?
Here.
Yeah, that is fine. Yeah. PBPK Excel. Is there a space between PBPK Excel?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, is it
There
the
is.
same and okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah, it is there.
अभी एंटर दे दो ना. इधर स्पेस होगा. अभी एंटर कर दो. कंट्रोल आ सकता है.
Some argument error it is showing. I don't know that what it is.
Maybe I just have another suggestion.
Yeah.
Can you just rename the PBPK Excel folder with PBPK_Excel or something like that without any space? No, in the file folder, in the file folder itself.
फोल्डरलाच नाव
अच्छा.
ये दोनों क्लोज करना पड़ेगा. ये एक्सेल दोनों क्लोज करके देना ना. ऑपरेशन टूल में ये भी क्लोज कर दो. अभी डेस्कटॉप ओपन करना है. एक स्पेस दिसते का फोल्डर में अंडरस्कोर के बाद स्पेस आएगा. ओपन करने का है. हाँ स्पेस रिमूव करा.
किधर है space?
रिमूव डेस्कटॉप जाना पड़ेगा बस.
Yeah. Now I think there is no space, so you can, yeah. Can you just try running it?
नहीं एक मिनट. रीनेम.
Space है क्या?
ये स्पेस कम गया. डिलीट. अभी होता जाएंगे. अभी एंटर मारना. पर अभी स्पेस नहीं है.
Something.
इधर कुछ स्पेस नहीं है ना. सारी मिसिंग स्पेस.
उधर
से कॉपी किया है ना. नेक्स्ट CSV में लिंक चेक करने के लिए बोला ना.
Yeah, this part is it correct? NCA_IVB equal to C. This CSV is cap or small letters to be.
That should be in caps. It's fine. So
Yeah.
the argument looks fine. Can you just give some spaces between the comments? That is, after comma, can you just give a space between missing strings? Yeah.
नहीं जाता है. कमा डेटा
Symbol name may not contain slash theta. Because उसमें double slash.
Clear idea on this error.
Okay, I will stop sharing. I think you continue.
No, I just wanted to know if everyone is facing the same issue, or is it just one person?
We don't know. Audience, anybody else?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Ma'am, actually, we are not even getting the codes that we have entered in your screen.
Acha, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
They are not getting this.
They are not
We
getting.
also same problem.
Okay.
We put it.
Okay, so
So
can you start from initial? That will be better, because now people are not getting how to bring the using PUMAS, using CSV, and some people are not getting actually how to bring that.
I have stopped sharing, so maybe you can share.
Some people are, they are observing only procedure.
So is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
So maybe I'll just open the JL file. It will be better.
See this initial part, what is there, na, using Puma, using CS, that itself
to bring.
people must not have entered. So
Yeah,
therefore
that is one thing, because unless and until you have called in all of these packages, you won't be able to execute this function, which comes from the CSV package. So if you have not run this successfully, this using CSV, you won't be able to execute this function. So that is what I wanted to make sure. If you execute this one, it should show a tick mark indicating that you're using PUMA's function is executed properly. So this is going to be the first step, that is calling in all the packages. Is it done? Or is anyone facing the issue with packages itself.
Hello, sir.
Yep.
So actually, can you start it from the beginning? Because once we open Pumas, we have a blank thing. So can you start from the saving of file? Because in your PC, it's already saved, right?
Okay. Okay. I'll start it fresh, but it'll take a little time. Just pardon me for that. I'll start it fresh from the beginning so that it will be easy.
Sure, sir. No problem.
So I'll close it completely and I'll start fresh.
Using Pumas के बाद क्या है sir?
Using CSV.
CSV.
So I'm opening the environment. Yeah. So this is how it would look when someone starts it fresh. So you won't have anything here. It will say press enter to start Julia, and even my workspace, documentation, everything is empty. So I'm starting it fresh again. So the first step would be to just press enter. If your cursor is somewhere else, please make sure that you're pointing your cursor to the REPL window and pressing enter. Once it is done, you can see across this, that means the code or the function is being executed. So now it will state all of these note. And you can just see it is still under execution. If there are stripes that shows, which means it is still under execution. Once the execution is done, you won't see any kind of stripes here. So it is still under execution, and you can see that the Julia atmosphere is opening. So now the first enter which I perform is successful, which will return with this prompt, that is Julia with this symbol, which means the previous execution or the run is successful. So now just I have started Julia, then I'll open the file which you might have received from the volunteers. So to open a file, just I wanted to make sure one more thing. Is everyone received the file as a single folder? If all the files, like the JL file, along with the two data files, it is in a single folder?
So all the participants have only the readings, which we have in Excel.
They don't have the codes?
No, sir.
Okay, that's fine. So what I will do is, so since the participant doesn't have the codes, it will be better to start it fresh. Like at the top, if you see, there is a new Julia file. If you just hover over your cursor, it will say new Julia file. So what you can do is just click on it and it will open an untitled Julia file. Okay. So this untitled Julia file, you can just save it by, since it is, we are working in a text editor, we can just save it using the command Control S as we do it in Word files. I'm just giving Control S. It's taking me to the recent space, and I'll give so since we will be working with a Julia file, I have to give the format of the file, that is .jl. I'll just give a name followed by .jl. Then I'll save it in whatever the space you have, or in the folder which you already have the data files. So I'll place it here. So now my trial.nca.jl is ready. So here I'll start writing my codes. That is, first step is to call the packages which are required for the analysis. That is using Pumas. So it might take a little while. So I'll just type in other things as well. So I have just typed in all the necessary packages so that we can start with the analysis. So once the execution is done, you'll receive a tick mark stating that the run was successful. So is everyone able to call in the packages at least till this point? Can someone confirm, like, is there issues still with the package itself?
Yes,
Sir,
sir, it is fine now.
Yeah, so the packages are done, right?
hello, sir.
Yep.
So, can you again explain the part of naming that file?
So
But one के सामने नहीं आया ना हमारा.
here, if you see,
file.
there is a new Julia file. That is right. Okay. So once you open it, it is opening as a new untitled file, which is not saved at all. So once you are in that untitled file, just you can enter Control S, which will save your file, or you can go here and save,
Yes,
which will open into any kind of folder where you want to. You can change the folder as well, something desktop, wherever you want. And just type in the name followed by the file format, which is JL, which stands for Julia. As I mentioned, we are working on Julia programming language where Pumas is just a package. So the whole atmosphere or the files will be named after Julia programming language. So it is .jl. And once you save it, it will be saved with the format of trial_2.jl. Is that fine?
yes, sir. So we can name it we can name it as we want.
Yeah, naming is just your own individual convention. I think there is someone who is annotating the screen. Yep. So naming is your whatever the name you want to give it, you can give. Just make sure you're following the name with .jl so that the file format is saved as a Julia file and not as any other format. Because only Julia formatted files will be able to execute within this environment. We won't be able to execute any other file formats. Is that clear? The naming is completely up to the participant or the user who wants to name it at any way, but it should be followed by .jl. Is that clear?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So once the file is saved, you'll have to call in the libraries, which is using Pumas, CSV, plots, and data frames. Is that clear? So unless and until you have completely installed all of these packages and called in all of these libraries with the command using Pumas, you won't be able to use any other function that takes help from these packages, that is Pumas, CSV, plots, or data frames. Let's say if you have not executed this command, that is CSV, using CSV, and you have just executed only Pumas, plots, and data frames, you won't be able to import your file into this environment. Is that clear? So whatever the function you perform should have its package called in with using Pumas command.
Sir, when
Yep.
I'm typing Pumas and other plots CSV, sir, it is not coming.
No, as I mentioned, one thing is, since we are dealing with programming language and the computer takes each and every character as it is, and we have certain syntaxes and naming conventions which we should follow. So here, if you see, it is completely using, it should be completely lowercase, followed by Pumas. It is only the first character is uppercase, followed by lower cases. So likewise, we'll have few conventions of which we should follow, and the syntaxes or like predefined names which we have. So there is a package only called Pumas, which with a upper P and not with a lowercase p. So if you execute the command with lowercase p, you won't be able to execute it. So you should do it with the proper package name, which is uppercase P. Is it with the naming of with uppercase or lowercase? Please just check with that. If that is not the case, you can just share a screen where we can check it out.
Sir, I'm trying, then I will let you know.
Yeah. So can we just move forward, or should we just have a check on if anyone has issues with calling the library?
Yeah, we can move ahead, I think, Arun. Yeah, please.
So next thing is so
File name, IV borders.
yeah, it's just the same convention. I'll just assign a value to my file. I'm giving the function csv.read within parenthesis.
Space.
I'm going to copy the file path. File path. So the file path is just go to the folder and copy address as text. Within quotes, place the file path, replace the single slash with double slashes, and once that is done, you have to mention the file name as well. So far, if you see, only the folder file path for the folder location will only be copied. So you have to manually enter the file name with double slash and the file name. The file name for here will be NCA_IVB, everything in uppercase. So NCA_IVB, and it is a CSV format. So I'll read in CSV. So this is just plainly telling that just read the data set as such without any specific conditionals. So if you see here, my data set has read completely, but the first one, I'll just show it here in the REPL so it is more clear. I have done nothing, just mentioning, assigning a name, csv.read function, open the parenthesis, within quotes, paste the file location copy with replacing the single slash with double slash. So I'm just running the if you see here, it has read the complete data where it has taken the first row also into account, that is 14 into 5. So the first row, it doesn't contain any data which is useful for the analysis because it contains only the units. It is a units row. So in this case, it is completely useless for me to take this row into account. So I'll mention read the data from third row. Once that is done, I'm executing the command again. Now it is only 13 rows. So if you just type in the REPL window, now the data, it is being read only from the third row, which contains the data, and not from the second row, which has the units. So is everyone able to follow at this till this point? That is able to read the CSV files?
So can I share my screen?
Yeah, sure.
The host. Sir, are you able to see the?
I think it is. Yep.
Sir, look, I'm entering, but there nothing is coming.
Could you just log in from your system and share the screen so that it is better, because it's kind of blurred. I'm not able to get it exactly what it is.
So you follow the further class. I will ask you, ask with someone else.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone will be disturbed then.
The command is control enter, control and enter. Press it at the same time, control enter. Can I just do it?
Yes, sir. Now I think I can do it. No.
Actually, the problem is I think many have not installed Pumas itself. I think this it was already announced to let the participants install Pumas as well. I'm not sure if everyone has installed Pumas.
Okay, sir. I'm doing. So you start. So you please resume the class.
Yeah. So one thing is, before calling in these packages, we have to install these packages. I think the information was sent prior to the session. I'm not sure whether every participant has received the instructions for installing the packages.
So we have received, so but I have not downloaded by Pumas. Sir, I was not getting. I only entered Julia's Pro, then I have installed the software.
Okay, fine. So for everyone, before you start using Pumas, you should have the package where you can just go to this packages. You can add the packages, or you can just type in pkg.add and the package name. So once you execute this thing, the new package will be added only after you have all the necessary packages installed. Only after that step, you'll be able to use the packages.
Sir, in packages, what you have selected, can you please say it again?
No, I have not gone to this packages. I'm just going through the syntax approach, which will be more easier. So you can just type in package.add and give the command Pumas and enter. I think it will take a while, maybe like 15 minutes, if I'm not sure. So, I thought the information was passed on earlier to install the packages as well. I'm sorry about that. So unless and until you have all the packages installed, you won't be able to execute these line of codes using codes. So this installation of each of these packages is a one-time process. Once you install the Julia Atmosphere, you'll be able to install all the packages once, followed by which you can just call these packages at any different sessions. I'm not going to add like a package.add pumas on every session I start. It is just once I have added the pumas package, it always be stored in the repository. Then I'll be calling only the packages just with the command using pumas and not add. So if you have not installed these packages, you won't be able to use these commands. Is that clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I think we have moved to this one. That is, once you have imported the data file, the next thing it will be parsing the data. Parsing the data is like, it is just like mentioning or just matching, telling the system so and so column of my data set is indicated or is considered as so and so column in the Pumas format. So it is given by the function read NCA. So this function read NCA, it comes from Pumas package. So this format, the data set which you have imported, it is just in the format of a data frame. So to perform any analysis of NCA, we'll have to parse this whole data frame into an NCA object. So once you have converted the data frame or the data set you have into an NCA object, you'll be able to do the analysis from that point. So for converting the or like parsing the data into read NCA format or NCA subject, we'll use the function read NCA with a command. I'll just copy paste the code so that the process becomes easier rather than typing in all the codes. So I have just copy pasted the codes, but I'm just replacing these terms. So read NCA, read this object in my environment, that is NCA IVB, which here is in lowercase. So I'll replace it with IVB. So read this object where my ID, that is, if you see, the syntaxes or the comments which are mentioned in white indicates those are objects that are required for read NCA function. And these things which are indicated in blue after a colon indicates these are the columns from the data set I have. So if you see here, my data set has ID, which is completely caps, and time with only T as uppercase, and concentration is mentioned as CONC with upper C, and these are the columns. So I am just matching it or just telling the system ID column for NCA subject should be taken from capital ID from this data frame. And the time column for NCA subject should be taken from time, that is this column. And the concentration should be taken from this column. And the amount should be taken from this column. And route should be taken from this route column. So that is what I'm trying to tell the system, that match this ID with my column ID. So from where all the entries should be taken for the NCA subject. And followed by that, we have never imported the units row, but to perform the analysis or to make or get the estimates in a better way, we'll always mention the units of each of these things. So it is given by the command units of time is mentioned as time U, where the units is within the codes, you'll mention the units. That is hours, HR for hours, and the concentration, it is mg per liter, and amount, it is mg. So I'm just kind of mapping my column entries and my data to the NCA subject data using the function read NCA. So now I'm executing the function. So now if you see the IVB, it is ready. So if I just type in two different things, if you see here NCA IVB, it says it is a 13x5 data frame. So if I just type in IVB, which is a capital after parsing the data using read NCA function, now it is an NCA population or an NCA subject with one subject, where the concentration is mg per liter, time is in hours, AUC, whatever the dose, everything. It comes along with the units, as we have mentioned the units as well. And once the data frame or the data which we have is converted into an NCA population or NCA subject, that is where we will be able to do the analysis. So now I have my data set ready. That is, I have imported the data. I have parsed the data using read NCA function. Then I'll go with the analysis. So the analysis is simple.
Hello, sir.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt, but sir, you have not run the missing string command. So how do we see the missing data here in REPL?
Yep. The thing is, by default, it takes all the empty things. You mean the empty cells. But in case if you have any missing values which are not empty cells, like if you have any or something like that, as I showed you before, if this one is NA, it takes NA as such, and it doesn't consider this as missing. It considers this as a value or an entry.
Okay, sir.
So that is just a basic thing that I showed, so that if you have any other data set which contains other characters or other entries, which also should be considered as missing values, you can import it within the codes.
Okay, sir.
So yeah, where are we? Yeah. So now we have imported the data set. Then we have created an NCA object with read underscore NCA function. Then we'll directly move on to the NCA analysis, where the function is given by NCA report. NCA report of my NCA subject. Perform the NCA report or NCA analysis for my NCA subject, which is IVB. I'm just executing it. So we have not done anything complex, or so whatever we have done is the basic things are like we need to have all of these packages installed prior hand. Then we'll call all of these packages within the environment with the commands using. Then you'll import the data set or the raw data which you have by giving the file path and the row from which you want to read the data. Then you'll convert your normal data set or the data frame which you have into an NCA subject or an NCA population using the function read underscore NCA, and where you will map your data frame and its columns to the format that is required in NCA subject, which is ID, time, and these things which are mentioned in white, the ID, time, concentration, amount, these are like fixed ones or constant names which are already predefined. So you won't be able to change it as OAM, OUNT, because that is not a part of the syntax. So it is always going to be AMT, but the right-hand side, which is the amount, which comes from your data set, that is, if you see here in the REPL, amount, it can be any name, amount of drug, but the same name should be given in the data set or the data frame that you are importing. So that thing can be done, but these are like already taken terms, which is specific for read NCA function. So now we have executed the report, and the NCA report is completely done for the NCA subject. And here we have the complete report. I'll just run it. We have about 49 parameters for this analysis. Which are completely, I think it is due to the space things, it is completely omitted about 41 columns. So what we can do is just one more point is we have imported the data file. We have parsed it with the read NCA function. We have done the analysis. It is just literally 3 steps: import, parsing, analysis. Then we can use write dot, I'm sure it's CSV dot write. It's a similar function that comes from CSV package. Here we have used CSV.read to import a data set. We can use CSV.write to export a data set. So what we can do is we can just use the same thing, copy the same file path, mention it here, QIP, and give a name for the report. Report underscore IV bolus dot CSV, and which is the thing that you want to export for your report. So the report is assigned with the name report. So I'll go with mention the report and I'll execute it. So the same process, I have just given the file path with the name for the file, that is report ivbolus.csv, and use this data frame to export. So now it is exported. So what we can do is, if we see here, it is exported and saved as report.ivbolus. And here we have all the parameters which we need from dose amount, Tmax, Cmax, C0, T last, C last predicted, AUC last, elimination half-life, AUC infinity predicted, Tmin, Cmin. So we have about like 49 different parameters that has been estimated. So you can select whatever the parameters you want from this complete set of report. So that is literally the steps to perform an NCA analysis. That is, you should have all the packages installed, import the data set or the raw data, parse the data using read NCA function, perform the report using NCA report, and then export the results. So is someone trying in the back end, or is there any queries at this point?
Hello, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir. So I wanted to ask that what this omit printing of 43 columns meant?
No, it is just it is due to the space constraint. If you see, as I mentioned, it is 1 into 49. So we have one individual for which we have performed the NCA analysis. So it is printing a single row with 49 different parameters. So 49 parameters has been estimated from the data set which we have imported. But due to the space constraints, we are able to see only about 8 columns. If you see here, only 8 columns we are able to see here. So the remaining 41 columns are hidden. It is just hidden. So once you export it, all of the 49 columns can be seen here. It is not just like only the first 8 columns that is exported. It will export completely all the 49 parameters. But due to the space constraints, it is just limiting the printing of all the parameters in this space. That's it. So you have 49 parameters, but only 8 are being displayed here.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So is there any other questions? So this is just a single dose IV bolus of a single subject.
Sir?
Yeah.
So whichever data were missing, like we had put around 7 to 8 missing strings, so that won't be displayed.
No.
Right?
No, they won't be displayed. It will be considered as missing, which won't be taken into account for analysis.
Okay.
So whatever the values you give as missing, they won't be considered within analysis part.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So are you guys able to run or execute the codes till this point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you're able to get the report for this analysis using a single subject with a single dose IV bolus, then it is done. The whole of NC analysis using PUMAS is done. You don't have anything apart from this, except few things which will be varying based on the type of data set you have and based on the dosage regimen you have. Let's say, for example, if it is a multi-dose study, then you might have an additional entry in the passing function where you'll mention interdose interval is equal to some column where you'll mention the dose interval. Which should be part of your data set, that is the raw data as well. So where you will mention what is the dosing interval, either it is 6 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 24 hours, 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever it is for the multiple dose. But in this case, it is just a single dose. So we have not mentioned this interdose interval. So if you guys are comfortable with these steps, this is literally all it takes to perform an NC analysis. Just 4 steps: importing the data set, parsing the data set using read NCA, perform the report using NCA report, and just export the report. So there are other things like, I'll just show it here. This is the similar thing where we have just performed the report or the analysis. And then I have selected only few of the parameters like half-life, AUC last, AUC infinity, volume of distribution, and clearance. So I need only these parameters for my final result. So I have just selected these results. That's it. And one another feature is like, if you just take a look at the report as well, all of the units are mentioned along with the values. So it is 12.24 liters and 2.85 liter per hour. So if you don't want to have, because literally you won't be able to perform any kind of statistical analysis with a column or a cell which contains both numerical entry as well as characters. So it is always preferred to have the units in a separate row or in the row with the headers. So this command, that is nca.lift units to header, will completely shift all the units. I can just do it the same way. If you see the results right now here, it is, we don't have the units in the headers. All the units are mentioned along with the parameter estimates. So I'll just close it so that I'll be able to execute it again. So what I'm mentioning is, in this data frame, if you see, it is 500 mg, the data, the values along with the characters of units. So the next command, lift units to header, will completely shift all the units to the header row. Here, if you see the dose amount within brackets, it mentions mg. So you don't have anything along with the parameter estimates. So I can just rerun this export option. And if I open it again, you don't have any units in the parameter estimates. All of the units will be shifted towards the header, where you have the parameters, and within brackets, you'll have the units. So that is one additional thing. And so these are like a few additional points where it makes your analysis or not, just like for the presentation aesthetics. So for analysis, it is just literally these 4 steps, that is import, parsing using read NCA, report, and export. So I have just another one example with the other data set. Maybe I think considering the time, you guys can try it out. It is a similar thing, the same codes, everything is literally the same, except it is just 3 different profiles instead of a single profile. We have 3 different subjects. So we'll have a population of which I have completed a descriptor statistics of the final parameter results, and I have exported these things. So if you guys are able to perform this analysis for only these single dose IV bolus, then it should be fine. And the other steps like multiple dose and those things, it is same, but with smaller changes, which can be learned eventually. So are there any questions for this?
Hello. Sir.
Yeah.
Sir, could you please explain everyone how the decimal reduction can be done, or how the rounding up of the decimals can be done?
Yeah. So if you see here, for these things, it's fine. But here we have like, I'm not sure how much is this, maybe more than 10 or 11. So what we can do is, while we mention it in the report itself, this is the step where we perform the analysis. So in the analysis, we can mention significant digits is equal to 3. So what happens is, literally you're saying, just give me a report rounding off the values of the digits of the decimals to 3. So you'll get only a 3 digits value after the decimal, which is also possible. So it is just based on how much the value you want, based on 4, 5, 6, whatever it is. By default, what happens is it just gives in the values of all possible, whatever the final estimate of the final number. Any more questions?
Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
Yeah, go on.
Yes, sir. So when we start up with a very new code, how do we start? If can we just copy paste it from the website? And if yes, how can we do it?
Yeah, that can be done. This is just for the sake of explaining each and every line on how it is done to get your understanding. I've just done this, but if you want to copy paste directly from the tutorials that is available in pumas.ai, you can do that also. If you see, just give me a moment. So I'm just going to the pumas.ai webpage, where under the resources, you'll be able to see documentation, tutorials, and other things. So for the documentation, it literally tells exactly what each of the code or the syntax means. So if you see here, this gives, if I type in NCA, so non-compartment analysis. So here you'll get a clear explanation of what each of the comment or what each of the parameter estimates mean and how it can be done, how the functions can be done. And you'll have clear explanation of everything. But if you want to directly jump into already available example, if you see here, we have, yeah, NCA. So these whatever you see within this blocks are the codes, and these texts are just explanation for those things. So if you want to copy paste this whole thing, you can just literally do copy and you can just paste it here and just control enter. It's that simple. So you're just literally copy pasting, but just make sure the items within the blocks or the boxes or the codes, and these are just explanations. So this is another set of code for loading the data set using csv.read, which we perform, but it's in a different template. And likewise, it is the code for plotting. I think I have not shown the plotting option, so it's fine. And this is for mentioning the units, which we have done along with the parsing. Here they have done it separately, assigning the units, but we have done it in the parsing itself. This is the code for parsing to convert it into an NC object. And here we have codes for computing each single parameter. Because as I mentioned, it gives out the generalized report, NCA report gives out about 49 parameters. But if you want a specific parameters like volume of distribution, clearance, or lambda z, you can just get in the codes with all of these things. So it's just, you can just copy and just paste it in your Julia file. And you can have different AUCs based on the intervals as well, from 0 to 12 and 12 to 24. And everything is possible. So here, the same process, like they have specifically selected a few parameters from the overall results. So this is just to give a flavor of the analysis. You can just go through the tutorials and you'll find a lot of other new codes and new aspects as well for the codes. Yeah, if you see here, the code has been executed. Yep.
So what about the graphs, sir? Where will we find the plottings?
Yeah, plot, just a moment. I have not done the plot for this one. So one thing is, once you have parsed the data and converted into an NCS subject, since it is an NCS subject, by default, it will give you a logarithmic plot, a normal plot and a semi-logarithmic plot. So I'm just trying to plot using, this comes from the plots package, and the function is plot my read NCA function or my NCA subject. And these are just aesthetic parts. We'll just come to it later. This is literally the single comment what you might need. So I'm just telling it, plot my NCA subject. This might take a little while. And these screens are resizable, so you can just drag and do whatever you want. So now you can see it's giving a graph. Since it's an NCA subject, since the data frame has been passed using read NCA function, it gives me both the linear scale as well as the semi-logarithmic scale. So the additional things which I have made is, I have just given specific limits and things, and I have just mentioned a color red, which I just wanted. So which will give you based on your input, whatever it is. So for the basic use, it is just plot and whatever the object you want to plot it. You can just complete it at that point. This would do fine. Just the plot with IVB, it should do fine. Any more questions?
Fine. Thank you, Arun, for the presentation. I am already getting a lot of feedback, and everybody, participants liked the workshop. So please remember, we tried our level best to give a kind of flavor or introductory flavor, something like that. You know, it's kind of a science, a lot of science involved in that. You have to understand the concepts, work, and there will be, if somebody's interested in pharmacometrics, taking it further, there will be workshops keep coming, there will be announcement, all that. So in such case, actually, if at all you want to know about what we do here as a group, or you know, what this kind of science in our country or part of the world, whether you are able to see the screen. Oh, not it. Share screen. Okay, fine. So this is what our society, formerly known as PAGEAN, and currently it's called Society of Pharmacometrics and Health Analytics. That's what our society. So this is a group, like, you know, it's there in India for the past maybe 10 or 12 years, and for so many years we are this group is conducting the workshops and events. These are the past events, and a lot of people have learned pharmacometrics, and then they become pharmacometricians in India and as well as in abroad. So it's not that something new we are talking, it's already like more than a decade old minimum. So a lot of people have taken this kind of trainings and attended regularly. And this is a place you have to look. This kind of announcements keep coming there. There is a resources folder is available, and this is some conference sometime back we conducted, and you know, there is this group tried this. You know, they have done some work. The people associated with the group in writing the tutorial for this PUMAS. Their story is available here. You can, you know, have a look through that, and the link for further details are available. What is Julia? How this work? How this collaboration work? So all such information is available in this site, sofast.net. I just recommend you people to have a look on that. And any further announcement on pharmacometrics, everything, events will come in this site only. Okay, this is the Pharmacometric Society in India. Okay, anybody is interested to pursue, you can follow this site and get the updates. I request Manju Madam also to give my email ID in case you people need it or further contact or clarifications can help. And we hope to see you in some future meeting or workshops. Thank you, madam. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, all participants. And I thank from my side, my PhD students, Sai and Arun, for spending their valuable time and explaining to the participants. That's all from our side. Madam.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rajan sir, for spending the entire day with us and providing the fruitful talk. So, sir explained the basic of pharmacokinetics model. It was really helpful and also in various new software to us. Arun sir also nicely explained on each and every point. And thank you, Arun sir and Rajan sir, for accepting our invitation and helping us with a new things, sir. And whatever even the today's demo, the recorded session we will be providing at the end of the tomorrow, we will be circulating the link we will be provided to everyone. So the recorded session you can watch, and in case if you have any queries, I also meanwhile I'll share Rajan sir's mail ID and contact details also. So in case if you're facing any difficulties, you can mail to Dr. Rajan sir. Thank you so much, Rajan sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good evening, everyone.